And we're in live. Oh, we have a new feature on the graphics. We have yellow highlight for easier access, and we are going to see two great Magic players, Alexander Hayne and Aintrazi, square off in the Maynard, Hayne, Anderson, Suarez, Aintrazi, Parnell match. So it looks like we're resolving a mulligan. Aintrazi, oh, he's keeping. He has gone to 6, though. So we're underway. Land drops, land drops, land drops. Is what we get. And then Hayne makes the arrestor. And starts to get in.
Okie dokie.
Looks like Aintrazi on only the blue mana.
Ah, mono blue.
Alex Hayne missing his 3rd land drop, while Aintrazi makes a key rune.
The arrestor is not nearly
There's
as awesome
the
when he doesn't
land
get to
drop.
block somebody, when he doesn't get to detain somebody. He
Right.
feels so useless. He's like,
Well, he's battling for 2 every turn right now.
True.
He's laying the early pressure on.
But I wanted to arrest somebody.
Yeah.
Does that look like Stealer's Secrets right there? I believe that is. I mean, for someone who had a mana problems, that is an easy way to get yourself out of it. Especially if Aintrazi is going to be so cool as to decline to actually play any additional spells. Let's see, is that the green-white key or the black-red key? Oh, no, it's blue-red. Okay, sweet.
There's the Lobber Crew. Been shaping up all day to be one of my favorite cards.
Rich and I talked about that, too. The card is innocuously powerful.
Right. Well, it's, yeah, I don't know, is powerful the right word? Effective.
I mean, powerful, I guess if you're talking about immediate impact power, no, it doesn't really have the super immediate impact. Like, over the course of a game, the effect that it has is incredibly, I mean, it is a powerful, it is a solid card with a powerful long-term impact on the game. But effective is, we'll go with effective. I do like that term.
Because, I mean, it's not, I mean, powerful, it seems to me, in order to qualify for power, it has to smack you in the face.
It does. Just it does it for 1 over 15 turns. It's not Mizium Mortars, I'll give you that much.
Right. So Hayne has
Leaf Skylight?
cast the Leaf Skylight. So he's got detain guys, but what they're doing right now is beating down Aintrazi, who's already down to 10.
Yeah. I mean, this is the power of detain in the aggressive decks. Like, especially if your opponent is going to be so kind as to only play a single creature. It makes it very, very difficult for you to really do too much.
The key rune can become a 2/2 flyer.
That one, no, that's the 2/1 deals damage, draw a card, discard a card. That's the Is It key rune.
I do stand corrected. It is the Is It.
I believe.
Nope, you're right. Cool. And it is 2/1 elemental. All right, so Alex Hayne gets in again.
And that will be a knockdown to 5. Also known as lethal.
Afterlife, yep.
Yeah. That's a street spasm in his hand, which, if he had another mountain, would be good enough to wipe the board. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be good enough to just kill 1 creature.
Yep. Remember, he's playing against blue, so
yeah,
counter magic could be a thing here.
Most certainly. Actually, can't even sweep the board when I'm thinking because it can't kill the Sky Knight. Sky Knights don't care what happens to the street.
You know, there are no better directors and producers than Rashad Miller.
Hey, look, it's that Azorius Flash, Azorius Haste we were talking about.
Yep.
Flashing in a 2/4 creature. Or he just, never mind, he played it after combat. No point in getting sassy now.
Well, again, his opponent's playing blue too, so
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't that many counter spells, but cancels a thing.
Yeah. Very, very true.
Aintrazi going to the dome for one with the Lobber Crew, casting a multicolored spell, so he gets to untap.
Oh man, that guy is a big game. The Mercurial Chemister, like one of the best rares in this set. Becomes a protect your life. Good game. Mercurial Chemister is awesome and can completely dominate a game when he gets to see an untap step.
All right, so game one to Alexander Hayne over Aintrazi. We, I think, are going to stick with this one. Rashad Miller going to tell us in a second. We're going to move, and we're going to go to Maynard and Suarez match. Already in progress.
Maynard has a vomitous-looking Rakdos deck.
Jonathan Suarez also is playing the Golgari deck. And it looks like he is on the ropes at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of what the situation is, oh man, is this? We are seeing a well, I guess a randomization method from the what's it? The Tavern Swindler.
Tavern Swindler.
Yeah. Is that what? Is that the Tavern Swindler flip that he was trying to do, or is that the rig that just blew up? Yeah. Okay, the rig just blew up. Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
At rig, it was pretty volatile. I mean, Suarez dropped down to 1, plays a Key Rune and a Crocodile.
That Kiruna, is that a 2/2 that has Death Touch, I believe, when you activate it? Crocodile is, oh, and Mizium Mortars for the lone creature in play is going to clear the path.
And then the Rakdos Shred Freak comes in, sweeps in for the win. So 60 seconds into that, we're probably going to be off and running.
But then again, to be perfectly honest, I did not necessarily expect this match to go too much longer based on what the players are playing. Or that game, I should say.
All right, so.
Shooting to the other side of the match.
And to the
Mark Anderson.
Selesnya versus Golgari matchup of Anderson versus Parnell. And like in many of these, Selesnya matches, a lot of dudes on the board.
Yeah, I will never get tired of flipping over to this and seeing 17 guys on the board.
Life total is 17 for Anderson, 11 for Parnell. Anderson, 3 Centaurs.
And is it an Axebane Guardian?
And the Axebane Guardian. Parnell, the Key Rune.
Centaur's Herald and a couple of Knights.
The obviously populated in. So a little bit of a stall here in the middle of the game.
As you tend to see from these decks, I mean, although it appears to me fairly clear that, at least purely on the board, I mean, Anderson has the immediate advantage. Although there's the potential for 2 3/3s, like a chump, and then create a 3/3 on Parnell's side of the board. His 2/2s make it kind of rough for Anderson to really get in there with all of his guys, because it's a favorable trade for him to just drop off a 2/2 to kill the 3/3, you know, by double blocking.
So, okay, Parnell's going to block, sack the Herald, make the Centaur.
Effectively prevent all damage your creature would deal and upgrade my guy.
Yeah, you have to remember that there's a Sluice by Scorpion
and an Imp.
And the Imp. So little life gain, a little life link up there for Anderson.
And he's got 6 mana too. Very important. He's got the Drudge Beetle in his graveyard.
So there could be quite a bit of imp damage, swinging it back around. I think the lifelink may be not particularly significant in this point because he's got Parnell kind of back up against the wall already.
Certainly. The flying, definitely the relevant mechanic on that creature.
Do you go, well, he's obviously going with the put more guys in play plan instead of dredge the beetle onto the imp. I mean, scavenge the beetle onto the imp.
I mean, at this point, all of his creatures are relevant threats. Like a brand new 3/3 haster.
The Dreg Mangler.
Yeah.
Mangler.
That combined with all of his other 3/3s, the Suicide Scorpion has Death Touch, so it's not even a really fun creature to get into combat with on Parnell's part. And then the imp just kind of, I mean, right now it doesn't do much, but I mean, if Anderson's sheer advantage in terms of the strength of his creatures doesn't win this game for him, that imp is going to start picking up dead pieces of insects, putting them on, and attacking for large sums.
So there's no sense in, you think in this situation, no sense in hanging too much on the imp.
No. You force your opponent to deal with the plethora of creatures you have in play right now, and if he somehow manages to do that, then you use your scavenge to actually punish him with like anything that survives the melee.
Right. All right, so looks like Anderson is going to get into the red zone with the Mangler and the imp and 2 of the centaurs.
Wonder what's keeping that last one back. Oh, because he wants to have one in play for his populate cards. I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah, you have to remember that populate's only good if you've got a token creature in play. So, yeah, a less experienced player might walk into a favorable combat situation, but trades off his tokens, and populate doesn't do him much good.
Yet another wrinkle. So, how do damage prevention shields work with creatures that have lifelink in this kind of situation? Does he get to apply choose what damage source that the prevention applies to?
Sure.
Okay. Good to know. Potentially useful at some point.
Still a pretty unfavorable trade. I mean, that's for Parnell. Justin Parnell just kind of keeping himself alive there.
Oh yeah. This is what you do.
He's got a. Does he have an island in his hand?
I think I saw one. Yes. All right.
There's the gate guy. So he's gonna go. He's probably gonna go fetch his.
I am at 11. He is at 14. That's what I have anyways.
Azorius Guildgate.
If he has one, that would be most excellent. Yeah, there's definitely islands that he's coming through for.
Oh no, it's Selesnya. What's he got up his sleeve here? He's got the key rune and the. He's got the key rune and the walker, but
that's not much. I mean, he's.
I mean,
this is
Gate Creeper Vine.
Am I
blocks and dies.
right or wrong? Did we have the life total subtracted from the wrong player?
We'll get the verification because
So I could have sworn Anderson was at 17, and there were definitely 6 points of damage dealt during that combat. So Anderson is just all in right here. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So the life gain actually was important.
Right. Yeah, the life gain is important.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting that cleared up, Rashad Miller.
I mean, at this point, I guess technically the life gain is irrelevant since he has such an advantage on the board. Parnell's going to fire up that key rune, and man's best friend is going to jump in front of a centaur to trade off.
All right, how's Parnell get out of this?
I don't know.
When he's playing blues, he's splashing blue for the Supreme Verdict.
I saw an Azorius charm in his graveyard. Like, that much is definitely there. I don't know.
Nope. Yeah, he scoops him up. So the Canadian team, Maynard, Hayne, and Anderson, all go up one game, and we are going to switch back probably to the Alexander Hayne Aintrazi match. I'm getting good. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at Justin Parnell's deck as we do, and see Detention Sphere and Azorius Charm called Conclave. So yeah, there's a splash. All right, we're back in to Aintrazi and Hayne. And there's your favorite card, Nate.
I love that name so much. Azorius loves triangles. So, oh man, that is two Steeler secrets on Hayne's side. That's gonna get it.
He did.
Azorius love triangle, yeah.
All right, so Hayne into the red zone. I mean, those guys are gonna get a fair amount of. There's the Staticaster.
Yep. I was gonna say they're gonna run to some walls, but that is not the case actually.
I think Hayne countered that.
He did. Syncopate.
That's. I mean, that would have been that Staticaster would have been a blowout otherwise.
Oh yeah, wholeheartedly. I mean, it would have. I mean, it would have been. It would have, yeah, stopped the second Steeler and managed to kill off the.
There's the Lobber Crew that we
Arrestor.
Become so fond of during the course of the day. Alex Hayne looks like he's just got lands in his hand.
Yeah.
There's got to be something underneath there.
Those extra couple of draws did not appear to be too terribly kind to him.
Okay, so there's the Predator.
Yep. That's the Skywatch.
Yeah. Sorry.
Captain Detain.
Captain Detain. So there's this nice synergy here in the Izzet deck, but Aintrazi stuck on 3 land isn't getting to use much of it.
Yeah. Would imagine that 3 lands is not part of the strategy of the deck. Yeah.
There's a.
He might have. Gosh, I'm really sad he doesn't have the lands. This might be. He might have the mill deck. I mean, let's look through his list.
He's playing two S's back lands. He does indeed have 2 Doorkeeper, the Hover Barrier, and a Psychic Spiral. So he's got the mill deck.
Double Lobber Crew. Yeah.
Yeah, this deck would be kind of full of gas if Aintrazi just had enough land to make it go.
Oh, man, yeah. This deck is his deck is a Protect the Chemistry deck that can mill you out too.
Yep.
That's insane. Now I'm sad.
He's also playing 4 Frostburn Weirds. See one of them there on the left.
That guy is very, very strong. Like I'm a big fan of like Horned Turtle in general, because I don't like to actually play Magic. I just like to sit there and do nothing. But this guy's he's a turtle that can attack people. That's sweet.
All right, so Aintrazi in the tank a little bit.
Aintrazi's not in trouble. Like
no.
his life total is nice and high, and he's got enough defenders that he can just stop whatever is going on. Hayne only gets to attack 1 creature a turn, assuming he gets one of his Detain guys to stop the Hover Barrier. I mean, if Aintrazi can survive for a few more turns,
right? I mean, the Hover Barrier is going to do some pretty good work, keeping stuff off his back.
Yeah, I mean, he needs the turns, because if he can get to like the Street Spasm that he's got, I mean, he still needs to find a way to get rid of one of those 2 flyers.
Right.
Which may or may not happen.
We see Alex Hayne casting we have Skylight.
And we did find ourselves a 4th land there for Aintrazi.
And he detained the Hover Barrier.
Right. Ah, there we go.
There's the Key Rune, so that's.
We're working our way back up there. I mean, this is kind of rough for him. Alexander Hayne's deck has a lot of Detain. Double Inaction Injunction, multiple. I mean, he's got a Martial Law in his deck too.
Looks like Ollie is considering casting a Frostburn Weird and is looking at his Lobber Crew, but decides to simply pass the turn. Here come the Flyers. Now the Lobber Crew does 1 to Alex's head.
I bet we're casting a spell here. What would we be casting for that mana? Is it Charm, maybe?
Waiting for it's either
Electrickery? Wait, little trickery won't do what I want it to do, will it?
It's a card. Yeah, it's a card.
Lobber creep. It is its charm. Sweet.
Yep.
Oh, but that gets dispelled.
Usually good against Lesbian, too.
Yeah, number of control elements. Well, you need the control elements. There's the key rune. There's the key rune for Alex Hayne.
Yeah. Alex Hayne has a dispel that came out of the board. He's also got a pair of syncopates in his deck. I'm assuming he certainly kept in.
All right. Aintrazi down a game, now is back solidly up against the wall.
Anywhere from, he's got 2 or 3 turn, yeah, anywhere from what, 2 to 1 turn left for him, depending on what Hayne's got.
Target?
Inspiration himself.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Okay.
See the sort of wry smile out of Aintrazi.
Yeah. Lobber crew number
I
2.
got nothing.
Yeah.
Don't think that's going to get in there. The Asperius, Skywatch, and Liev
Okay.
going to come across.
Other weird?
I mean, the hover barrier can block, but he's not helping much.
Yeah. No, he's in a really tough spot. He needed to have a chemister come into play that turn. I don't know if he'll be able to live if it doesn't.
Yep.
I don't think he's got anything.
Key rune gets activated.
I got a pack ready.
3 flyers come across. Big one getting blocked.
He might have brought a Rune Wing in out of the sideboard against this deck since he needs to have the flyer defense, but still, like, it's...
So that should drop Aintrazi to 1. And simply go. And you need...
You know, there's a very interesting opportunity for Aintrazi in this match out of his sideboard if he'd really chosen to. He has a Conjured Currency in his sideboard, which when you're playing the defensive deck like this and your opponent's playing a bunch of flyers, seems like it could be a kind of cool sideboard card to bring in because you start trading your ground walls for their big flying guys.
Right.
Nope, there's a Flying Defender. That is step in the right direction.
Yep.
His opponent does have an Azorius Key Rune to go along with the 2 flyers that already exist, so I'm pretty sure that unless the last card in his hand is an Electrickery, which isn't in his deck.
He can detain, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Detain one of the flyers, block the other 2.
He has another turn.
Yeah. He has at least one more turn. We see that Pascal Maynard has already won game 2 against Jonathan Suarez, so Canadian team up 1.
That will end it right there. Is that a Rogue's Passage?
Oh, that Rogue's Passage, it certainly does.
Yep.
And Alexander Hayne takes his game 2 from Aintrazi. Match is over.
And that is perfect match for Team Canada.
So there's the handshake. Aintrazi, Alexander Hayne, also both great sportsmen as well as great players. And, you know, one of the things I like about Magic these days is the sportsmanship.
I totally agree.
Welcome back into the booth, everybody. I'm Sheldon Menery, along with Nate Price and the rest of the Crack GG's Live staff